Hey Vogue, it's Gabriela Perez, the director and producer of my new horror film Suddenly, and this is what's in my bag. Okay, so let's get started. So first off in my bag, I have my filming equipment. For my film, I use the Canon i7. This camera is a dual camera, and it's so great for producing the highest quality with the best results. Since I never used this camera before, in order to teach myself, I looked up YouTube videos on how to properly handle this camera. Because of this, I learned basic tips and its controls, such as how to use the menu button, display button, and the main dial. This over here is the zoom in and focus lens. It is so simple and easy to use. Because of this, when I wanted to focus on certain details, I could stop and go whenever I wanted. And then I have this little tripod. It is so great because it is so easily adjustable and allowed me to create a specific atmosphere, such as when I included swift movement, it was to reflect off my character's urgency. But for slow-paced scenes, I created a slower movement so the audience can focus on details. This tripod gave me steady support and clean movement rather than shaky, which helped me so much. Alright, so next I have my phone. She's great, super useful. I've always loved creating playlists on Spotify because it's a way to remember memories, use my creativity, and set a specific mood. I found a fun way to incorporate this in my film by creating a playlist that sets an eerie but also youthful mood. I first immersed my audience in an eerie and haunting instrumental score because it set tension, although later on the sound changes to 16 candles, which sets a sentimental and youthful mood. I know, this does not fit the genre conventions of a horror film, but through production, I learned that as the director, I could show how my protagonist lives a normal lifestyle undercover. This can represent Rue's vulnerability. So, next in my bag is actually one of my favorite props, and they are, or my favorite items, and they are my props. They're great because it is such an effective way for storytelling and describing like specific scenes or story, and it's a way that I could challenge my conventions and represent social groups. For my film, I did not want to be so straight and direct when describing how deteriorating the government system is. Instead, I represented this in smaller yet informative detail in order to keep my audience engaged. In my film, the antagonist deals with feeling neglected by her parents and overlooked by her sister. Fear shown through the government's power over society. In my film, I stated how people are constantly missing. So, the audience can interpret the society as powerless, in this matter, and overruled by a dictator. I built suspense and anticipation by leaving an open-ended ending to keep my viewer wondering what is coming next. However, in horror films, the directors usually represent social groups through societal fears such as anxieties and biases, classifying them as villains or reflecting power dynamics. Though my character Rue is immoral due to her secretly working for the government and which leading to the missing of her sister, the audience can imply that the reason behind this is due to what she's dealing personally rather than the stereotypical revolvement around fear. Towards the end of my film, my character Rue opens a Time magazine. And this reflects Nova's accomplishments both academically and athletically. And there's a scene that shows Rue's calendar as she marks off her birthday. However, what is around her birthday are mostly dates that speak volume upon Nova. Though Rue does share some dates on the calendar, hers do not compare to Nova's success, and this can demonstrate how insecure and isolated Nova feels, which can hint to the audience that she craves validation, hence why she may work for the government. So next, I have my HP, and in order to create all of these, this is what I used. I seriously don't know how I would survive without this item. When it came to editing or creating my digital props, this is what I used. Some of you guys probably already guessed it, but if you didn't, the digital software app Canva gave me the opportunity to design some of my props, such as Nova's missing poster, Rue's magazine, and calendar. This is a very versatile app that offers a variety of templates, designs, and colors for visual projects. This was a way to branch out in my creativity, whether it was playing with the fonts, pictures, and design tools. This moreover fostered my imaginative ideas, and I love that I got to play around with it for my film. When it came to editing, I used Premiere Pro, which is a a timeline-based video editing software developed by Adobe, used by many professionals and creators for editing. In order to create my film, I use this because it allowed me to make reverbs, video overlays, and so much more. And it ends up looking way nicer and put together compared to iMovie or CapCut. In order to make reverbs, video overlays, etc., I looked up YouTube tutorials as a form of guidance, and this digital editing app has a ton of features that help me edit to my fullest potential because it is highly comprehensive and includes a flexible format perfect for editing like a professional. Thank you guys so much for having me for What's My Bag. Make sure to watch Suddenly, out now on all streaming platforms and Cinemark.